Hey Mason families, it's Jonathan Cooper, and I want to take just a second to press pause. I want to, first of all, just thank everybody for a great first couple of days of school. The school year has been just so exciting to see our kids come back together. Now I have an important announcement, and it's important that everybody hears this announcement clearly from me. Here's what we are getting ready to do. We are getting ready to make a change in the way that we are thinking about masks in our schools. We have been under a strong recommendation, just as we've been advised to do, from pre-K through 12th grade. Here's what the change is. We are starting tomorrow having our kids in pre-K through 6th grade with a requirement to wear their mask. Now hear me out, and I want to tell you a little bit of the rationale behind our decision making. Because I understand, first and foremost, and I want to recognize this, that there will be all kinds of questions. There already are questions. And I understand that whatever decision that we make around mask can be very difficult, very personal, very emotional for your family specifically. I hear you, and I've heard you along the way. It was important for us to get our kids in school to make some observations about how we are going to navigate this year. It's the same philosophy we took last year as we navigated an entire year through the pandemic. It's watching what the experts are saying, and we hear the experts, but it's also looking at our local data and understanding that, contextualizing that, and then using the experience that we have together as leaders in this district, as leaders in our community, to move us forward through the pandemic. So here's what we noticed right away. When we had one positive case come in and kids had their masks on, no one was quarantined because they had their mask on. That is part of the new guidance that the state has put out, that when students have their mask on, they can stay in school. That's so important for us to make sure that message is clear. So when you're talking with your kids about, well, why do we have to wear a mask? Because let's just get this straight. One thing we can all agree on is no one wants to wear a mask. I mean, that's not something anyone loves to do. But we know it's important to keep our kids in school. So I just want to remind you how simple this is. Remind our kids, have their mask on when they walk inside our school. So as soon as they come into our schools, they have their mask on. They can take mask breaks when they need to take a breath. When they're outside to play with their friends, they can put their mask in their pocket around their wrist and move out and have fun and enjoy that fresh air. So that is different than last year. But it's important that you understand that pre-K through 6th grade will have a mask mandate or a mask requirement starting tomorrow. We are asking all of our staff throughout the entire district, all Mason City Schools employees, anytime they're within 6 feet, anytime they step into that social distance area that we've talked about for a year and a half, then they should have their mask on. And doing that because we care for our kids, we want to keep our kids in school. The most important thing I can do as a superintendent is to protect the integrity of the program, the educational program for our students. And one strategy I have right now to do that is to place the mask requirement in pre-K through 6th grade. Now, you might ask, well, what about 7 through 12? We will continue to monitor the data, because if the data would start to show that we have lots of quarantines and it begins to disrupt our educational programming, then we may move that direction as well, because we want to keep our kids in school. So remember, we do hard things together all the time as a community. We talk about our Mason culture. It's not perfect, and I understand that some people would love to have made this decision a long time ago, and I wish I knew the future, and I don't. But we will continue to make thoughtful decisions with the information that we have as a community, staying true to our culture as we move forward. As you have questions, which I'm sure you may have questions, please know that we're here to listen, to have that conversation, and we will continue to monitor the data, monitor the evidence from the experts and our experience to make decisions about our future.